Oh my god, week of videos! It's happening right now! Yeah! What? I told you this was just gonna show up in your sub box one day. I warned you. So yeah, it turns out only way that I could make week of videos happen in November was to have it fall over Thanksgiving. Naturally, tomorrow's video has been pre-recorded. I might try to pre-record Fridays too. That might be a good idea. But yes, week of videos. It's happening. I hope you're excited about it. I'm excited. So let's get started with today's video. It's a good one, I think. A few months ago, I was cleaning and I came across something that I hadn't seen in years. It's a creative writing assignment from my freshman year of high school. Something that should have stayed hidden, quite frankly. And I thought you guys might enjoy a dramatic reading of it, because it's gonna be pretty embarrassing, and if there's one thing that the internet loves, it is other people's embarrassment. Yeah, I know you, internet. I know what you're into. So this was a group assignment, which is weird. I was in a 4-person group with a girl named Jessica and a couple of guys. Jessica actually went on to become my high school best friend, and I think this was the first time we ever really talked, so that's kind of cool. The assignment was to write a short story with a cover page and one other illustration, and like the basic setup components of the stories were assigned to us at random. Like I think we drew slips of paper out of a hat. So everybody was assigned like a type of main character, a location, a time period, and some kind of conflict. I don't remember what our conflict was, but we got for the other ones that our main character was an opera singer. The setting was the London poor section, and the time period was during the 1960s hippie movement. Which we fucking ran with. I will tell you, group writing assignments are kind of the dumbest thing ever, because the way that the work broke down on this was we all sat down that first class period and like everybody tossed out a bunch of suggestions. Then Jessica and I actually like broke down the beats of the story. And then I went home and wrote it, and she was the one who did the illustrations because she was the best at art out of all of us. She was actually really good at drawing. So I may not be responsible for like every terrible thing in this story, but I am responsible for all of the terrible prose-related decisions, so yep. So I reread this when I found it a few months ago, but I haven't read it since, so it'll be a little fresh at least. Oh man. I'm not looking forward to this. So our title is A Singer, a Bag of Cash, and a Large Number of Hippies. So here's our cover page. I am hiding everybody's names with my hand because I figure they probably do not want to have their names associated with this. I know I don't. There's our main character, there's her best friend, there is the bag of cash. With cash floating around, yeah. If you can't read the tagline, it is just when you thought the 60s couldn't get any groovier. Okay, Jesus, here we go. Oh god, it starts off with Once Upon a Groovy Time. Oh, I had forgotten about that. Okay. Once upon a groovy time, there was an opera singer named Satine. Oh man, this must have been right after Moulin Rouge came out. Yeah. She was very pretty with dark black hair and blue eyes. Satine lived in a London flat with her best friend, Smokey McPot. Oh, okay. I don't remember right now who came up with the character name Smokey McPot, but we were all super down with it, so I think we can all take blame. Drug jokes made by 14-year-olds are well known for being both hilarious and appropriate. Now, as far as opera singers go, Satine wasn't exactly the best. In parentheticals, okay, she was terrible. So she hadn't had a job in over a year. Not that she hadn't been trying, but it was getting rather annoying to be laughed out of auditions. One day she was sitting in the flat that she and Smokey shared when Smokey came in. Smokey was dressed in his normal tie-dyed attire. He had brown hair and a goatee. As usual, you couldn't see his eyes because of the sunglasses he always wore. "Hey, Satine," he said. "I'm having a party tonight with all my groovy pals. Want to join us?" Believable dialogue! "Nah," she replied. "I was going to go out tonight." "Come on," Smokey coaxed, "we're going to order a pizza." Smokey is clearly great at persuasion. "Absolutely not," she said. "I know exactly what you people put in those pizzas, and I don't want to spend the rest of the week hallucinating." "Suit yourself, but have you ever tried a slice? You feel like you can fly." Just then, they heard the all-too-familiar cry of, "I can fly!" They both looked up just in time to see someone fall past their window. Smokey went over to a paper on the fridge and made a mark. That's the 4th one this week. Apparently that's a recurring problem, people thinking they can fly and jumping out of the windows of their apartment building. That's really horrifying, actually. Wow. This got dark. "I'm leaving now," Satine said, and promptly did just that. Oh man, here's a writing tip for you. Have people say what they're going to do, and then do it. "Bye," Smokey said as she closed the door. Satine looked at the door of the flat and knew with a great deal of certainty that she would come back to find a large number of hippies crashed on the couch, the floor, the chairs, and every other imaginable surface. She looked at the flat number next to the door. There was the 216 that had always been there, but next to it someone had scrawled the number 3/4 with a pocket knife. The 3/4 is definitely a Harry Potter reference, I can tell you that much. Oh, I was a nerd even back then. She sighed. Things like that were inevitable when you lived in a building full of hippies. I don't know why that's inevitable. I don't know. After passing several oddly smelling hippies who referred to her as Santa, she came to a small, cheap restaurant, the only thing she could afford until her career picked up again. She choked down a cold, soggy sandwich and a cup of watery tea. Oh my god, with the modifiers! What is my problem? She began to think that it might have been better to eat the spiked pizza. She began the cold walk home when she spotted a little old lady sitting on a bench with a small bag. The woman looked very well off, but they were, of course, in the poorest section of London, so anyone who brushed their teeth looked well off. The next page is our illustration, which, of course, captures the very memorable scene of the hippie falling out the window to their death. Yep. A large bang went off a few streets away. Satine, being used to that sort of thing happening, only noticed because she hoped it wasn't her flat. The little old lady, however, was extremely frightened by the loud noise and rushed off down the street, leaving her bag behind. Little old ladies, they hate loud noises, don't you know? Satine picked up the bag, intending to give it to the police in the morning. She figured that they would be wrapped up in the loud bang that had happened a few minutes earlier, and didn't want to bother them. Satine is great at logic. She walked back to the flat, and sure enough, the apartment was covered in hippies. She pushed a hippie off the kitchen table and set the bag down there. It really is covered in hippies, apparently. Oh, man. She was trying to resist the urge to look into it. "Well," she said, "I guess a quick peek wouldn't hurt." She opened the bag and looked inside. She gasped. It was full of money. It must have been at least £500. I don't know why the lady had this money. Why was she carrying around at least £500 in a bag in the poorest section of London? And then she just ran off without it. What is the logic? She felt extremely nervous. If anyone got the idea she had stolen the money, it would completely ruin her career. Yes, that is where your mind should immediately go. She quickly hid the bag in Smokey's room and went to her room and tried to sleep. I don't know why she did that. Oh god, everybody in this story is kind of stupid. Early the next morning, there was a loud knock on the door. Satine got out of bed and opened the door. That was redundant. It was the police. "We have reason to believe that someone in this household is connected to a theft last night," one of the police said. "We need to search the house." That is some damn fine police work. I don't know how they knew that. "But it's very early," and she began. "Now," said the police officer. Now is in italics, so you know that it is serious business. Satine felt very nervous while the police searched her house. "Do all these people live here?" one of the officers asked her. "No, my roommate had a party last night," she told him. "We're the only ones that live here." The police officer she spoke to at the door came out of Smokey's room with the bag and Smokey. "I found this man holding this bag in the back room." "I didn't do it," Smokey yelled. "I just found it in my room. I don't know where it came from." "That's what they all say," muttered the officer. The officer was about to handcuff Smokey and read him his rights when the little old lady that the money belonged to walked through the door. "Now really," she said, "if I had known there was going to be all this fuss, I wouldn't have come to you in the first place. If this man really wants the money, he can have it." Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I'm pretty sure that actually this was the same English class where we studied Greek drama and learned about Deus Ex Machina. So I was ahead of the curve, I guess. Fine by me, one of the officers said. Less paperwork. This is such an accurate portrayal of police work. So they let Smokey go and left along with the little old lady. After they were gone, Satine explained to Smokey what happened. He didn't blame her in the least, so they decided to split the money equally after they got rid of the hippies. Satine used her portion to pay for voice lessons, and after 4 months she had a job. Satine and Smokey decided to move to a much larger flat near the Thames where Smokey throws parties every weekend, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. Wow. That was something. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed laughing at my pain, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.